There's something I want to remind you of today, not as a teacher, not as someone who has it all figured out, but as a friend walking this path alongside you. We live in a world that constantly whispers, and sometimes shouts, that you are not enough yet. That you need to fix yourself, polish yourself, upgrade yourself before you're allowed to rest, to love yourself, to feel at peace. And without even noticing, we start carrying this quiet belief that who we are right now is somehow incomplete. But what if that belief was never true? What if the deepest exhaustion you feel doesn't come from doing too little, but from trying to become someone you were never meant to be? Your true self was never broken. It was never lacking. Long before the goals, the expectations, the comparisons, there was already something whole and alive within you. Something calm. Something honest. Something deeply wise. And that part of you hasn't gone anywhere, it's just been covered by noise. This doesn't mean you stop growing or learning. Growth can be beautiful. You can strengthen your body, sharpen your skills, expand your mind. But none of that adds to your worth. It never could. Your value was not waiting at the finish line of some future version of you. Every time you chase the idea that once I get there, I'll finally be enough, the finish line quietly moves. And you end up running in circles, tired and disappointed. Wondering why fulfillment keeps slipping through your fingers. There's always another milestone calling your name, another horizon to move toward, so the journey can feel endless. But beneath all the seeking, the striving, the fixing and improving, there is already a self that is complete. That deeper you is infinite in nature, quietly powerful, intentionally and beautifully made. It carries a deep, unshakable peace, an open-ended beauty, and a stillness that never needs to change. We live in a world that constantly whispers, and sometimes shouts, that you are not enough yet. That you need to fix yourself, polish yourself, upgrade yourself before you're allowed to rest, to love yourself, to feel at peace. And without even noticing, we start carrying this quiet belief that who we are right now is somehow incomplete. We measure ourselves against invisible standards, comparing our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reels. We silence our own needs, doubts, and desires, thinking they are distractions, obstacles, or imperfections to be erased. And slowly, almost imperceptibly, we begin to forget that there is value in simply being, without proof, without achievement, without constant self-correction. The world may demand we keep striving, but our hearts remember a different truth, that we are already worthy, already whole, even in our cracks, in our hesitations, in the moments when we feel most fragile. You were born exactly as you are, a one-of-a-kind expression of that essence, not something to earn, but something to remember. Peace doesn't live in becoming more. It lives in remembering. When you stop trying to earn your right to exist and instead allow yourself to simply be, something softens. You begin to feel grounded, not because life is perfect, but because you are no longer at war with yourself. From that place, your actions come from truth instead of fear, from inspiration instead of pressure. You don't need the world to confirm who you are. You don't need applause, titles, or approval to justify your presence here. What you are seeking is already inside you, quiet, patient, and endlessly loving. Fulfillment is your divine birthright. It's not something you need to earn, chase, or prove yourself worthy of. It belongs to you simply because you exist. At the deepest level, your true self is already whole, already meaningful, already enough. There is no higher form of success than living in harmony with who you truly are. When you honor your authentic nature, you step into a kind of fulfillment that no external achievement can replace. Real fulfillment doesn't come from endlessly trying to fix, upgrade, or reinvent yourself. That constant pressure to improve can quietly pull you away from your essence, making you forget the truth of what you already are. Growth doesn't mean rejecting yourself. It means remembering yourself. Beneath all the roles, expectations, and self-judgments, there is a core of wisdom, peace, and clarity that has never been broken or lost. When you loosen your grip on the urge to become better, something beautiful happens. You stop fighting yourself and start listening inward. You return, gently and naturally, to alignment with your soul. From that place, fulfillment flows with ease, not as a reward for effort, but as a state of being. You realize you were never meant to become someone else. You were always meant to come home to yourself, and in that remembering, life begins to feel deeply, unmistakably right. Your true self is the highest form of success there is. Real fulfillment doesn't come from endlessly trying to fix or improve who we are, but from remembering the truth of what we already are. When we let go of the constant urge to become better, we naturally come back into alignment with our soul. We realize that we don't need to become someone new. We are here to be who we have always been. It's the distraction of self-improvement that keeps us trapped in the rat race, chasing something the world can never give us, because it was never outside of us to begin with. What we're looking for is already within us. It is who we are. When we recognize our true self, we discover freedom itself, deep peace, clarity, and ease. And from that place, we can still grow, create, and develop skills, communication, and gifts, not to prove our worth, but to express it freely in the world. So today, instead of asking who do I need to become? Try asking who am I underneath all the striving? Sit with that question gently. Let the answer rise on its own. Because the moment you remember who you are, everything softens. You stop running, proving, grasping, and forcing things to make sense. You no longer chase life as if it's something outside of you, something you might miss or lose. Instead, you stand still enough to feel it, breathing through you, shaping you, trusting you. From that place, choices become clearer, fear loosens its grip, and you begin to move with life rather than against it. When you remember who you are, you don't need permission to exist fully. You stop shrinking, stop comparing, stop waiting for the right moment to be yourself. Life meets you where you are, flows through your intuition, your courage, your quiet knowing. And that, my friend, is real freedom, not the absence of limits, but the deep inner certainty that you are already enough, already whole, already home. Let me know in the comments what landed for you in this video. I always enjoy hearing your perspectives. If you feel called, take a look at the other videos on the channel and see what resonates next. And for those who'd like to support the channel, there's an option to buy me a coffee. The link is in the description. No pressure, just appreciation.